All right, this is an additional tutorial specific to our announcements here in the New Hope's main sanctuary, and that is how to add graphics to the loop. So there is a playlist here called CG2 Constant Loop. The fact that it says 900 or 9 o'clock is not really important. So you'll see there's several documents in here. They actually have the same name, but this little square bracket means it's a different arrangement of the same document. So there's a separate 9:30 walk-in loop from the 11:15 walk-in loop in case you need to make the announcements different between the 2 hours. So we're gonna click this, and we see the announcement loop as it's done. Now, some of these are grayed out, which means I've disabled them temporarily, but I don't want to delete them. If you wanted to re-enable it, you can right-click Enable or right-click Disable. So this would be like if something isn't happening today, but you want to keep the graphic in, like say donuts. Say you had a graphic in this loop that donuts on the narthex on the lobby today, but you don't want to have to keep adding and deleting the donut graphic. You can right click on the graphic and disable it when there are no donuts and re-enable it when there are donuts. So what we're going to do is we're going to add one new announcement to the list and proof the other announcement. So everything in the sanctuary between this purple slide and this blue slide is all of the things between these two arrows. See where it says place general slides here? These should be left disabled. These are basically like notes to me as I edit this, but they don't ever get shown. So basically everything that we announce every week, regardless of what's going on, is between these two yellow arrows. But between these two blue arrows are everything that has an expiration date. So what you need to do is every week before Sunday, I go in here and I check this. And I had to remember to check the date, what Sunday's date is. So this happened this last Sunday, January 14th, so it's no longer relevant. So this is why we put the photos in the bin here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this in the bin, hit delete, and go move to trash. And then I also have to delete it here from, see, the thumbnail now goes away, and you're going to right click delete. And I clicked the graphic, so this is automatically looping. So this document is set to a loop for 10 seconds for the whole document and then go back to the beginning. You don't have to set the go to next timer on each slide if you use this function instead. And now what I'm going to do is go in here and add the join our family graphic. So this is the new join our family graphic. And what I like to do is do them in kind of reverse chronological order. So the distant future stuff is later and the stuff that's happening the soonest is at the beginning. So I'm going to drag this, and if I drag it right to in between these two, it'll add it as a new slide. And now it'll work, and if I count to 10, it will go to the next slide automatically. There it goes. Okay, I'm going to hit stop to clear it. The reason why I have these two separate sections is what I do is the 10 minutes after the service is over, up until before we start the next hour, I have these very time critical, most important announcements only looping. And then in the lead up time to the beginning of the service hour, I have more graphics running because there's more time. But if we run this long loop immediately after the service ends, people are never going to see the ones down here at the bottom. So that's why I do that. So anyway, that's how to add graphics to the announcement loop here on ProPresenter. This is at CG2, which is also the lighting computer.